Yeah, what's the matter, so lively? When Manager Zhang heard this, his whole body was shocked. It was too late to hit Charlie. He turned to look over there and said eagerly, "Mr. Orville, are you finished soaking? How do you feel?" "It's okay." Orville responded casually and asked curiously, "What are you doing?" While speaking, Orville brought a bunch of his little brothers and walked towards him. Manager Zhang quickly explained, "A poor man hit Mr. Liu. I am about to avenge Mr. Liu. This kid is not very capable, but his bones are a bit hard." Lu Ming clutched his stomach, and shouted at Mr. Orville, "Uncle, long time no see." Orville glanced at him twice before smiling and said, "It turns out that it's the little bee at start of the Liu family. You are bad enough, can you still be beaten in Orus Hill? It's too shameful for you." Orville has a good relationship with Lu Ming's father, so Lu Ming is regarded as his half-elder nephew, and he speaks more directly, and he is completely elder. Lu Ming didn't dare to make a second in front of Orville, so he had to say embarrassingly, "Uncle, isn't this a poor man who is stunned, and I will let him know the cost of beating me later." Orville snorted and said, "I really want to see, whoever is so courageous, even you dare to fight." Orville walked to the neighborhood, and then pushed aside the security guards surrounded by layers and looked at the crowd. Immediately afterwards, he saw Charlie with an indifferent expression. Charlie looked at Orville playfully, and asked, "Mr. Orville, are you pretty nosy?" Orville immediately broke into a cold sweat. He did not expect that the one surrounded by this group of people turned out to be Mr. Wade. At this moment, he secretly rejoiced in his heart. Fortunately, he didn't say anything excessive just now. Otherwise, if he accidentally angered Mr. Wade, wouldn't he even have to follow him? The last time Mr. Wade gave his favor and rewarded himself with a magical medicine, he was already loyal to Mr. Wade. He was his dog when he was born and his dead dog when he died. This time he almost didn't have eyes and bit his master. It's almost a disaster. Orville hurriedly bowed deeply and respectfully said, "Mr. Wade, I didn't know it was you who came." The people around were suddenly speechless. The famous Orville is so respectful to a poor man? Isn't this FC King weird? Charlie pointed his finger at the young man and asked faintly, "Do you know this kid?" Mr. Orville is not a fool, knowing that Lu Ming must have offended Mr. Wade. At this time, he could not care that he was a friend's son. He immediately walked in front of Lu Ming and knocked Lu Ming to the ground with a fierce slap. Grab his hair and slam his head against the concrete floor. With a boom, Lu Ming was smashed. Lu Ming resisted the severe pain, and asked, "Uncle, what are you hitting me for?" Mr. Orville glared at him, slammed directly on Lu Ming's head again. "Dare to provoke Mr. Wade, you're so FC King impatient." Manager Zhang of the Shan's Ellis Spa saw this scene completely stunned. He didn't know what was going on, and the security guards didn't dare to move. Lu Ming even screamed like a pig, "Uncle, stop fighting. What the H*LL is going on?" Orville stepped on Lu Ming's face with his foot, and said coldly, "Lu Ming, I usually call you a big nephew and give you a face, don't I? UFC King act like this outside?" Lu Ming said anxiously, "Uncle, how did I provoke you? If you tell me, I will change it." While kicking him, Orville cursed, "Mr. Wade is as kind to me as a new parent. You dare to be disrespectful to Mr. Wade? You say it yourself, are you looking for death?" Only then did Lu Ming realize that he had provoked someone who shouldn't be provoked, and hurriedly cried and pleaded, "Uncle, I was wrong. I confess my mistake to Mr. Wade. I apologized to him. It was my fault. Blame me, I am willing to compensate him for his loss." Orville glanced at his Maserati sports car and sneered, "You kids are not yourself when you drive a new car, isn't it? Come on, smash his car. It's a mess. I want to listen to it today." Rang. Driving AFC King broken Maserati and driving you to the sky. Anyone dares to offend. Okay. The strong man in black at the back immediately picked up the clubs and smashed the Maserati. The plastic face woman sitting inside Maserati screamed in terror, opened the door and ran out. Looking at her appearance, Orville knew that she was not a good bird, and immediately said to his opponent, "Come on, get me that plastic face." Kneels down. As a result, the plastic face was immediately taken over and knelt on the ground with a splash. She annoyed and said, "What are you doing? I tell you, I have millions of fans on YouTube. You annoyed me, I will expose you. I'm going to your mother." Orville slapped her directly, put her prosthetic nose under his hand, and pointed at her and cursed. A little rubbish internet celebrity dare to yell here, "Know me? Who is it?" "Who knows you, old stuff?" muttered with a plastic face, gritted teeth. Lu Ming next to him was frightened and slapped her face, cursing, "Are you crazy? This is the Master Orville. Great Master Orville." The facelifted face was back in the car just now, and was patronizing the car to take a selfie with Maserati's steering wheel. "I didn't know that this man was Mr. Orville." When she heard this, she was frightened and trembling and said, "Great Lord. Yes. I'm sorry, if I know it was you and killed me, I wouldn't dare to offend you."